Hi guys, how's it going? I'm Lorraine and welcome to my channel. Now just before I dive in there and pull your cards for today, I'd just like to say I am an experienced and professional holistic and spiritual counselor and mentor, and I offer 100% money back guarantee for image readings, tarot readings, also the programs, as well as spiritual and holistic counselling and mentoring, plus advice to help you with union with self and union with your person. Just check the details in the description box below this video for more information. Alright, so let's dive in there and let's see what's happening with your person. Okay. Alright, so you have Lovers, and you were also coming in with the Empress here in your reading. You most definitely, Lovers is a choice. Now you're coming in with Gemini. Now at this point in time, guys, there is a lot going on with Gemini at this right now. Okay. And so what it's telling me there in your reading is that you could be getting out and about. You could be here. Most definitely your person sees you here. What I want to say here, guys, it's what it kind of comes in is what makes up the Empress, to be quite honest here. All right, what are those traits and characteristics that you have that is attracting a hell of a lot of attention here, not just from your person, but from other people as well. See, you do have charisma here. You do have this magnetic way about you here in your reading. There's a flow to you, all right? There's an air about you here. Where that's how I'm getting this card. That's what I'm getting. You're also quite trendy, in a sense here. But you've got your own trend. You do it your way here. There's no shyness here, guys. There's no shyness here. You wear what you want to wear and you really put it together really well. Here you do have your person's eye. Now, what it can also talk about here in your reading is, do you have time for your person? Even though you're coming in with Lovers card here, what I get there is that you're building some really strong relationships here. And one of those strong relationships here could very well be your person. I actually get here in your reading, they do choose you here. Your person is quite passionate about you here. They see you as very confident. You hold yourself really well here. Ooh, can even be quite dreamy. All right, guys. All right, let me just keep going with this. I'm not saying you're just out there having fun here, okay? I do get here in your reading that a lot of what you do is quite structured in terms of a routine, but you're also coming in with being involved in a lot of things here, like communities here, guys, in terms of your hobbies here. Hence why you're coming in with Lovers here, guys. I want to keep going here. All right. Because a lot has changed for you over time here, okay? For you to come in as the Empress, for you to be the choice, because that's what it's talking about, the choice and the difference here. But it's not just your person that sees that here, guys, because Lovers is a choice. And the Lovers is actually coming in as others here, all right? And you're the one with the choice. So you kind of push those social boundaries, and you could be really doing that with your person, is what I'm getting here. Yeah? To think outside of the box, or to step outside of a comfort zone. But you like that. It's almost like, yeah, of course it can be seen as curiosity, but you kind of thrive on that change, being in a different environment, getting to know different people, learning how things can be here, not staying in an outdated belief system or a program. But I do get here with the Lovers card, others may be stuck in that program here. All right, let me keep going. All right. Okay, so you were coming in with the Seven of Swords, you have the Four of Pentacles here, and you were also coming in with the Hierophant guy. All right, so let's have a look. All right, guys. So what it kind of talks about there in your reading is the way in which I spoke about you and what you're doing here. With the Seven of Swords coming in, and definitely a challenge and an obstacle here, when it comes to your person here in your reading, this Hierophant guy, well, it definitely makes them feel uncomfortable here. It's almost like you've left them out in the cold here, guys. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because they're feeling like they're being left behind here. See, it's your person that holds on to the Seven of Swords here. That could very well have to do with something that happened in the past here in your reading. See, like I said, because you're forging new relationships, because you're entering into new social groups here, you're trying new things here, you're stepping outside of your comfort zone in a way here, because you thrive on that challenge. It makes your person feel a certain way here, coming in with the Seven of Swords here in your reading. And what I get there in your reading is that they find it hard to let go here. See, because when you're coming in with the Hierophant guy, what it can talk about there in your reading is that your person is so used to you doing things for them here. But now that you're doing things for yourself here in your reading, there's a, oh, of course, obstacle and challenge, but it's there's conflict here. I mean, that's one way in which I can put this. All right, guys. See, with the Hierophant guy coming in, what it can talk about there in your reading is that it has to be a certain way. And they don't want to let go of that way. That's what I'm getting. Now, that way could definitely be the program, could definitely be an outdated belief system here. So there's a fear here for your person to try new things, is what it's saying here. And so it comes in as, here guys, when they do try new things, they just don't give it a go. They don't allow things to change, their opinion, the way in which they think here. So they already go into this new hobby or new venture or new social group with a negative frame of mind, where for the Hierophant guy, they just don't trust it. And so that trust, not trusting here, could very well be they don't have control over it, or they don't know. And when you're coming in with the Hierophant guy always wants to know. They always want to know where it's going to go here. I just want to pull some more cards here, guys, and then I can just get a little bit more. Okay, so you're coming in with the Queen of Cups. You're also coming in with the King of Cups. And you have the Knight of Pentacles here, guys. Okay. I mean, when you're coming in with the Queen of Cups and the King of Cups, you are coming in with counterparts here in your reading, but potentially here in your reading, what it talks about there is well, it's like, of course, I do get not letting go here, all right, guys, but what I get there in your reading is letting go of, because things won't change, because your person's quite stubborn is what I'm getting here, and maybe even yourself here, collective, there's no meeting in the middle. That's what I'm getting here. And what I also pick up here in your reading is that for the potentially here, for the King of Cups, this person over here, yep, okay. It's slow moving, it's slow to change here. It's slow to get your person to see things a different way here. And like I said, here in your reading, it's almost coming in as it's actually the Hierophant, this King of Cups here. All your numbers are connecting. That's going to delay these changes that need to happen here in your reading. See, I get with the Queen of Cups, what I get there in your reading is that you are definitely in love with your person. You definitely have a cup for this person, this Hierophant guy. Yeah. And you are coming in as the Empress here in your reading. So, what it kind of tells me here in your reading is that both you and your person have choices here. But you choose your person. Yeah, most definitely I get here they do choose you, but then it's just not coming in fast enough. Then it's just not coming in as fast as you want them to come in here, guys. Okay? And so with the Seven of Swords coming in here in your reading, what it can talk about there is that when you're both out and you see each other, what I'm picking up here is that you're actually going in different directions. You're not actually going towards each other here. Yet here in your reading, your person does want to come towards you here. So what it can talk about there in your reading is that you're actually waiting for your person to approach you here. Okay, but what I also get here in your reading is that so is your person. But because you both don't make the move here or do what each other expect from each other, you kind of make your own mind up is what I'm getting here, where you're coming in with your eyeballs here, yet you're not trusting your feelings, the way in which you feel here, so you take a completely different action. But what it also tells me here in your reading is that you regret that action, both you and your person, and so it just slows it right down until it's at a complete stop, to be quite honest here. That stop is what I'm talking about there, guys, is kind of coming out of your comfort zone, the both of you's here, and going towards each other. So you're both like on each side of, if, let's say there's a huge river, and it's wide as, you're both on each side of the river and there's no bridge in between here, but you actually put yourselves on that side. You're on one side and your person's on the other side, like the great divide here. It's kind of how it's coming in here in your reading. And so what it tells me here is that it does come in as there are games being played here. You're playing the game, your person's playing a game here. Yeah. The only thing that you're both kind of doing together here, guys, is playing that game, is what I'm getting. Yeah, of course. I spoke about what the Lover's card and the Empress here. And that does make your person feel a little bit unsettled here, because they can't match the way in which you do things here. Okay, the way in which you interact with people, because you are coming in as someone who's quite sociable here. Okay, but for your person to watch you and see how sociable you are in terms of your interactions with people, it kind of makes them feel on the outs here. So what it also talks about there, and I did speak about it here, guys, is that your focus isn't on them, your focus is actually on others here. And what it tells me here in your reading is that there are times where your person here just wants you to focus on them. That's what I'm getting here, guys, with these cards here. So you're kind of not focused on each other, is what it's also talking about here. Here in your reading. Let me pull some more cards here, right, guys? Let me just come in with the advice card and then I'll go further. Okay. Alright, so you are coming in with the Six of Pentacles here in your reading. And so what the Six of Pentacles is talking about here is that there is an equal exchange, or there needs to be an equal exchange here. See, what also could be happening here in your reading so it comes down to here, guys, in front of your person's eyeballs. That's what I get with the Six of Pentacles here. getting in front of your person's eyeballs, they're getting in front of your eyeballs here, okay? And it's that communication, it's that interaction here in your reading, all right? See, what it could also talk about there in your reading is that expectation that things are going to go from 0 to 10 in a moment here, okay? That things are going to be serious when you guys talk to each other. But what it actually can be saying here, guys, in terms of the advice, is to allow it to grow here. Allow it to grow, the friendship, and then get into that serious relationship that you were wanting, as opposed to just getting into the serious straight away here, where you do allow your person that freedom to make certain choices for themselves here, guys, and they are going to allow that for you. Here in your reading, I do get there is some kind of exchange between you and your person, what I'm getting here, okay? But it's not the exchange that you were wanting. It's still moving slow here for you, and even for your person here. Like I said, there is a huge delay, well, they're holding back in a sense here, and it's all coming in as the Seven of Swords. And so what I'm picking up there in your reading is that for your person, that there is a situation, a painful and hurtful memory that they have here. See, with the Seven of Swords, what it can also talk about there in your reading is worried about what other people are going to say about your person to you here. And you know, this can be vice versa here as well. There is a connection between you and your person. I do get that here. So I also get that you see your person. You actually see the Hierophant guy here. See, it kind of tells me here in your reading is that you know each other have feelings for each other. You know you've got feelings for each other. It's mutual here. But it's the choices that you're making here. Yeah. It also comes in with your eyeballs here. Telling lies to your vision is what I'm getting here in your reading. So hence why you're for both you and your person, you're going in total separate directions here, when in actual fact you both want to come back towards each other. I get here in your reading is that you're still stuck on the Hierophant guy, all right, but you have a King of Cups here in your reading, and this King of Cups is taking their time to commit to you. So, and what it tells me there in your reading, okay guys, is that you thought it was going to be better with the King of Cups. I'm going to come in that way, all right, because this is how your reading is coming in here. But this King of Cups hasn't changed, and that's what you're wanting. You're wanting the King of Cups to change here, because with the Hierophant guy coming in, what I get there is that you see some really good qualities in this Hierophant guy. Traits, characteristics. There are certain things that you still find adorable here, that you really, really like about the Hierophant. And it's almost like telling me here in your reading that you would like this King of Cups to be the same, but they're not. That's what it's saying. They take their time here. They just take their time. They take their time to change here, guys. They take their time to be, well, it's really coming in as expectations here, that you expect certain things here. So you are still interacting with the Hierophant guy. However, you have a King of Cups over here. That's what I'm getting here, guys. Hence why you are coming in with Lovers, because you have a choice and you're not too sure which choice to make here, because What it tells me here in your reading is that with the Hierophant guy, there are certain things there, okay, that you like, but it does come in as stability, could even come in as strength, and you like the way in which this person is, okay. However, with the King of Cups here in your reading, that could be where the social life is coming in here. But in all honest truth here, guys, it really comes down to yourself here. Okay? So book an image reading with me, as I'm not just a tarot reader. If you want to know the difference between image reading and tarot reading, just check out the details in the description box, and or alternatively check out the New Earth community here. Yeah. See, you've got to choose yourself. That's the main thing. Especially if you're coming out of one relationship here, guys, because it kind of tells me here in your reading that you went out of one relationship and you kind of went into the next one here. And so you've really got to sit down and think to yourself here, why did you do that? What were your reasons? Were you lonely? Then why are you lonely here? Did you want to be stable? Well, are you stable within yourself? Did you want to feel a sense of security here? See, this is both you and your person coming in here in your reading. Yeah. That's what I'm picking up here, guys. All right, here. So that you can make a better choice here. Yeah, of course, you will always have choices here in your reading, but it really comes down to what are these choices here. Yeah. Are they what you truly want? That's what it talks about here. You don't want to be going out with someone just because here, guys. Okay? Just because you're lonely, just because you're by yourself here. Yeah. You really want to find someone. All right, guys. Well, that you're going to find them attractive. Yeah. Yeah. And that understands and knows you here in your reading. Okay, I'm going to leave it there. Thank you so much. Thanks for your reading. And I'll catch you later. Bye.